Boom! It worked. Woohoo! Good morning, good morning, good morning. There's a lot of tabs open. How's everybody doing today on this 4th of July Eve, right? I know a lot of people, today's the last day. You're taking, you got a long holiday weekend. A lot of businesses are closed on Friday, so make sure that you pay attention to that on stuff that you need to order, stuff you need to do. If your first time here, long time here. Hello, I'm your host, Todd. Morning Mindset. Today's topic, halfway through the year, are you where you want to be? We got some talking to do because we are not where we need to be, and we're going to talk about how we're fixing that for you. I need to know who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, and what the weather is like in your area. Rain has moved out, sun has moved in, so it should be pretty nice here today. And we've got this Astro Vibe Celsius rocking today. Not too shabby at all. And then the most important thing, 5 things. What are 5 things that you're going to accomplish today? So mine has changed a little. We've got DTF that's already rocking and rolling because we're going to keep this one kind of short and sweet today because we got a big day. The rest of the day is all going to be working on our business. We have got in our in our mentorship call last Wednesday, we did a 4-hour workshop, and it was all building out a landing page for spiritware. So if you're somebody who's interested in adding that side to your business or improving on it, we spent 4 hours, and I think we came up with a pretty kick-ass landing page for that. Now with that, what do we do with it? Well, now we need to get customers to it. So what are we doing to generate those peak interests? What are we doing to get things in and out and over there? So that's what today's workshop is. It's going to be any of that marketing material that goes with it, flyers, posts to make, pictures to do. We're going to work together on that. So I'm really excited about getting that today. And so that's going to be the majority of the business of today is working on the business, not in it. So we're going to work in the business here this morning and then work on it. And then we've got 4th of July tomorrow. So there are some things that we need to get done today because for tomorrow, there's a lot of like household things. I got to get meat rubbed. I know that sounds dirty, but I got to get meat rubbed and going. I got to throw that on the smoker tonight so it's ready for tomorrow because we have got an action-packed weekend this weekend. We've got our cul-de-sac get-together tomorrow night. We've got a neighborhood get-together on Friday night. Saturday, I believe that there's not a whole lot going. I think some friends want to get together and do a golf cart run. So I think we're going to do that on Saturday. Sunday, and then Friday, Saturday is also Hudson reminded me Money in the Bank. So we got WWE on Saturday night too. Then Sunday is the Golf Classic. So we're going to try and head up there for it, meet some friends up there. And then we've also got another cookout. It's Sunday. We've got it's a busy weekend. Anybody else have that where it's like, I need a vacation on Monday just to recoup from those 4 days because it's going to be wild and crazy. So what are your plans this weekend? Let's check in and see how people are doing. Darren, good morning to you. 71 and sunny in Topeka. Coke and Cup, running mother around and power washing your trailer today. Very nice of you, Darren. Very nice. What's up, Chuck? Good morning to you. Barb, good morning to you. North Central Minnesota, 65 and sunny. Headed to upper 70s. Water in the bottle. No 5 things. Company arriving early afternoon. 2 grandkids coming over mid-morning. You're ready to enjoy the holiday weekend. Good for you, Barb. And hi, Darren and Chuck. And T-Down, good morning to you. Muggy 81 out in Toledo, Ohio. Pink Monster drink. We got crapped on like yesterday. It was like it's not funny, but we were watching the weather because we seen that it was coming through, and of course all the news channels went nuts, and it broke up right when it got to the river. So across the river, it got hammered with stuff. For us, not a whole lot. It was kind of wild to see that. But tons of rain, and then it just continued on, and I think it's done now. But man, that rain that came through, it was muggy AF. It is just, it's just wow. So we're back in business for it. And hi, Tim to Barb. And Brian, 72 rainy, 5 inches since midnight. That's some crazy rain. They got hammered with it up above. In fact, they put a notice that one of our local marinas that they are abandoning the Coast Guard station today. And then it just means the floodwaters are coming up too much. And so, to not risk the safety of their well-being, doing that. So our 4th of July party, the one that they do on the river, that has got postponed. Who knows if it'll happen due to the flooding. I'll try and get down, today, it's the after hour stuff because it goes 11 to 3. I'm going to maybe run down to the river and see how it's looking on our side. I know it was up a little out of its banks, but not crazy yet. So we'll see how it is over there. But 5 things. You've got banners, decals, designs, bidness, right? Bidness. We're working on bidness today, Brian. I'm telling you, we're going to crush this. I was really impressed with the landing page. Showed it to a few other people and talked to them. And they're like, man, that is pretty legit and stout. And then they were even more surprised that it came from Canva. I'm like, I know, right? So like today, part of it, linking on there, where do you have your designs going to? What are you doing with that? I posted a couple things that we've done in this past week. We are now, partners with Graphics Flow, and there might even be some stuff in the works with them. So that was kind of cool to hear. But we have now brought on Graphics Flow to help our design process. We are now members of the Chipley family to help increase the efficiency of our team stores. And so we were really pushing on that for this fall time of year. We're 6 months through the year, right? 6 months through. We are not where we need to be. We're about 10% down from last year, which I'm really impressed with compared to where I thought we were going to be because of just how things have changed. So I'm pleasantly surprised, excuse me, in that. And with us knowing that, things will pick back up, because we're like, for us, especially on the transfer printing side of things, first quarter is traditionally slow. We'll get some of those ones that come in for it, but since the majority of our business is crafters, that's where it gets at. They're not doing a whole lot in that time. And then in the summer, it's stuff here and there, but they don't pick back up. June and July are kind of iffy. They don't start picking back up until the end of July, the back to school stuff. So that's where we're really focusing on the retail side of things and getting things out there. And then myself is focusing on the influencing side of things. So all the people that, the partnerships that we work with, are the things that we use, they're reaching out and seeing what we can do. So we're continuously building our brand, building our reach, getting things out there. So, hopefully good things happen from there. But the main focus for both sides of it is getting more spiritware orders, getting more PTOs, getting more organizations, teams, things like that. And so we'll set goals for those. We'll walk you through those goals that we have. For the rest of this year, I'd like to get 10 new ones. So 10 new schools, 10 new organizations, 10 new sports, 10 new something to run stores through. If we can get 10 of them through there, then that'll increase our bottom line and help out. And we're helping out the community. So that's the goal that we're setting forward. And that's what we need to do. You need to sit back. You're halfway through the year. Are you where you need to be? Have you done what you said you were going to do? If you're not where you're at and you haven't done what you said you were going to do, you're not where you're at because of yourself. It's just that simple, right? We are not where we're at because of ourselves. We're making excuses. We're pushing things off, or it's not important to us. But then when we see it, we're like, man, we really should have did that. That's why we're using Wednesdays in our mentorship group, is working on the business, not in it. We need to take that time to develop those processes, develop those marketing materials, develop those emails, develop everything. Develop anything to help, further your business. You need to stick to it. You need to make a plan. You need to do it. If you're not, it's not going to be good things, right? We just can't just be like, woo, let's just throw that and see what sticks, right? Let's have a plan with things. Let's see what we can do to make sure that things work. Let's make sure that we are continually trying things. How many times have you posted things? Since we signed up with Graphics Flow, we've done just a couple designs. Like, we were messing around, seeing what we could figure out with it. Hattie sat down and she's like, "Oh, I like this design." I was like, "Here, we can change it to this." And just from posting those, I've had people reach out to me about, like, "Hey, can you help with artwork? Like, can we do some stuff with some transfers on that? Like, I really like that design. I want to press it." Absolutely. So, we're getting orders in that way, which leads me to believe I need to make sure that I lean on that. That wasn't an aspect of it that I thought of, but if it's something we can help do, by producing designs for other people, charge accordingly for it, then yeah, that's what we'll do. Is we have no problem doing that and making things work that way, because, hey, then it starts paying for that service. But and on the other side, if they're buying transfers, now it's a win-win. So I'm down with that. But it's making sure that we're getting stuff done. It's following through. Like this last week was my plan by this one was I needed to have Graphics Flow set up. I needed to have Chipley set up, and we're good to go on both. So now we have the art side of it. We have the store side of it. We have the landing page of it. What do we need to do to get them to the landing page? And then what do we need to do afterwards? So this week's project, getting them to the landing page, and after they open a store, things like that. So that's the plan. That's the plan. That's what we're going to do on it. Curtis, good morning to you, my friend. 74 light rain, 1 inch of rain, 60-mile winds last evening. Those storms that rolled through your guys' area, our area, crazy. T-Down says, I'm waiting for the site to post my domain. Not sure if I'm missing something with verifying or not. Which, from you on the Canva link to it, should go right to it. We are actually in process of switching part of domains over. So I just, the transfer, in fact, I got the email right before this started that the transfer was complete. So now we can go in and make all the changes needed to that. I'm down 31% last year from this time. Hey, Tim, you're not alone, man. Like, you are not alone in any of that. You're down in that, excuse me, is that as a whole, like between tint and apparel, just tint, which, what are we doing? Because it's an offset on the side of it. Like, when we looked at the numbers, I thought, it was like, whoa, we are way down. But because we've moved things around to different departments, as a whole, we're only down 10%. So I was really happy with that. It was like when I saw a number, it's like, wait a minute, this is down. It was like 33%, right about there, right about a third. But I saw the difference in those numbers on the other departments. So it was like, okay, that makes sense for it. Look at that bar. Barb's up 8.9% compared to last time this year. Tribute to new customers and wedding dress alterations. There we go. So see, boom, boom, boom. Barb knows what's bringing that in. New customers, wedding dress alterations. And for us, one of the big things is like when we looked at it is, being a whole, I'm like, okay, why are we down so much? And then I looked and there's a couple, in that first quarter, there was a couple businesses that we typically do things for that those didn't pan out. They no longer in business. They went with somebody cheaper. They had to bid jobs out. So it was like we lost those. And, it was not any small potato jobs. So when I look at adding those back to it, we'd be up over last year's number, which makes me happy to think that, okay, we lost those. We were able to recoup those and build back. We're going to keep doing it with it. Brian says we lost a $40,000 customer and sales are up 19% overall. And that's what I mean. Like us, we're down. We lost a couple decent sized ones and then bring it back. We've also lost, a good handful of DTF because of screen printers and people that we were printing for. They were to the point where they now hired somebody, brought them in house, and they made that investment in it. I talked to one, he goes, yeah, hopefully this $200,000 investment pays off. And it was in this group that I was stuck in there. And they're like, what do you mean? You spent $200,000 on a printer? And they're like, well, no, we got 2 printers and then we have employees to work it. And then we have the training. We have everything that goes into it. We figure in that department, build out everything. It's about $200,000 just right off the bat. So hopefully it pans out. We're like, well, we're here to help if you need it. And so that's the thing is, we've done a lot of that where we have supplemented people until they were able to get to their home. We've done it for years on the print side of things with signs, banners, decals, walk them through that process. Here's who's the people I bought my equipment from. Here's who's helped me out. This is what I would do. Just go ahead and buy until you can either, the business is making the money to pay the payment on it, or you can buy it outright and then move on from there. And so we've created relationships with people. Same thing on DTF. I've lost count of the amount of people that I have, turned into customers for equipment when they were, customers for transfers for us. So, and when you're talking losing, it could be $2,000 to $5,000 a month, depending on the month, looking back on it from where we were last year on transfer sales to those people because they're doing them there. That's just part of it, right? And that's where we said, looking at the beginning of the year, we knew what was going to happen. We knew where things were going to get. Okay, we need to really make sure that we're focusing on the retail side of it because this side, the transfer side of it, the printing side of it will always be there. We just need to make sure that we are focusing on that retail so it's there. And see, Jim, up 57% on the tint. And on the tint side, you have way less hassle, right? I'm telling you, tint is where it's at for you, Tim. If it's a service-based business where product cost is minimal and where your margins are super high. So I would be focused on that tint, brother. That's what I would be doing. So that's what, a good time halfway through the year is to look at where you're going, what are you doing, and start planning now. Like if you're not planning your stuff for the fourth quarter now, you're already too late. I mean, think about it. You need to start doing that now. Fourth quarter, October, November, December. It's only 3 months away. What are you planning? What are you doing? Are you planning for your Black Friday stuff? Or are you planning for any of your sales that are coming out? Are you looking forward, if the fourth quarter is your prime time selling season, the materials that go along with those? And what do I mean by that? So if we are going to be pushing a product, right? So it doesn't matter the product that we're going to be pushing. Are we making sure that we have enough supplies for it? So we're stocking up on it. So I don't know about you, but it seems like every year one supplier of something that I want, something that is selling good for us, seems to go out, right? So it's like, what do you do? So we want to make sure that we have plenty of those. So right now, halfway through the year, if you're not where you're at, or even where you are where you're at, what's the second half of the year bring? Are you starting to make those plans for your holiday marketing in your fourth quarter sales? Are you making sure that this one can kind of, this one I think a lot of people need to hear, but they don't want to hear, is that when you're really trying to sell everything, it's hard to do, right? So, you want to find the products that you like making, because if you don't like making something, why are you doing that to yourself? You want to find the products that make you money. If it's not making you money, why are you doing that to yourself? And two, that people want to buy. You don't need to offer everything to everyone. You can offer, select things to select people. When you do that, you're excuse me, you're able to, really focus on it. So right now, if you want to do that, focus, do everything, sell everything to everybody here this month and next month, right? Take that time for that. And then look at, okay, what have that sold? I offered these 10 products. I pushed these 10 products. These 3 are what sold. Okay, so those are the 3 to focus on for that fourth quarter. So while you have all of the stuff out there, put out there, focus on theirs. One thing is, remember, you don't need to do it all yourself. Start setting up systems in play, putting systems and plans in place now to help you out with that. Whether that means hiring somebody in part-time, or that means bringing in friends or family in that can help you part-time. That means outsourcing more, do those things, because there's only so much of you. And when you get burnt out, what happens? You don't fall in love with what you're doing. You don't make money because you take long. You screw things up. And when you do that, then you don't even want to do it anymore. So make sure that you do not burn yourself out. Take that time for yourself. Take that time to continue to work on your business. The other thing is, if you have products that you're, like you say, you're testing them out here the next couple months, and if they're selling and they are things that can be easy, what's the word I'm looking for? Replicatable. Is that right? Replicatable. I think that's the word. Where you can just make a bunch of them. We can just make a bunch of tumblers that we, are there. We can do that stuff, so we can kind of, pre-stock. Now, I'm not saying go crazy overboard and have, 500 things of something, but if it's something that you notice, you can go to it. Okay, cool. Build up the inventory to it. So like I've always used the black tumblers. The black tumblers we can use for everything if you're an engraver, right? Doesn't matter the team, doesn't matter the organization, doesn't matter everything. The black tumblers. So stock up on the blank ones. Stock up on those blank ones to have those ready to go for things. And then something else to consider, and I'd love your thoughts on this. How do you guys feel about the 2024 Black Friday season? I don't feel that it is back to where it was pre-COVID, where it was, nuts to butts on that Friday. I think I don't think things will get back to that, because everything has started sooner. It was, Black Friday, and then, it was, Thanksgiving, and then it was the week of, and now it's the entire month of things. So, you really need to make that thing. What, if anything, are you going to do for Black Friday? How are you pushing it? Like traditionally for us, we'll do a 14-day sale at the beginning of the month. Why? My birthday's the 14th of November, so the 14 days of Todd, and we can put things out there for it. Okay, or we can do 14% off, or we can do some kind of thing that goes along with it, birthday sale, but we do that at the beginning of the month and run through it. It's tough to do on a lot of our things because we were so wholesale focused on that and get it to, so the margins weren't the greatest. And so when you're cutting those, it could hurt, and especially if there is a screw up, because hey, I'm not perfect and things get screwed up. and you got to fix it, then okay, what do you do? So trying to make sure that all of those things are in line. All right, now focus on the retail side. Hey, we can do that. We were going to do a ornament. I couldn't think for a second. Ornament fundraiser in July. We're going to do it at Christmas in July, but we couldn't finalize everything, so it looks like it was going to be in August. So that's still fine, but it's setting those things up. We're going to, pushing ornaments each month. Where here's a discount now. The discount is a little less next month. Discount is a little less the following month, and then no discount because we're falling into that. So start planning all your stuff out there, making sure that everything works as is, where it needs to be with things, because let's be honest, it can get crazy on things for it. Let's see. Barb says it's nice when different services can offset each other. One area may not be doing well, but another is going like gangbusters. Absolutely. And like for us, so we've got our the three sides of the business. We've got the retail side, the wholesale side, and then like the mentorship side of it. And that one, I'm not even sure. I guess there'd be four sides because we've got our affiliate brands, Mark, and so our personal thing on that. So I guess we can include the mentorship in that. So working with our affiliates, we've been working pretty close with JP Plus now for a good amount this year, and pushing things. And so we'll continue to do that for them because it's things that we love, things that we use. So it's working with those ones from there, because if it can get to a point where that is making more than another division, then awesome. But there's not a whole lot that needs to go into it. One of the things that needs to happen with that, though, is the focus on Tuesday with Todd. I need to get back to the make and take parties. We're going to show you how to do something, show you how something works, and I'm going to learn stuff along the way. A couple of those projects is making those one things. What are they called? Those one things, plaques, awards. I'm going to take the leap and do some of that, and you're going to see the scripts because that's what you guys like. So we're going to get back to pushing that content out to more people more often. We've got a ton of stuff for white toner we need to do. Those produced videos, those things that help generate our brand awareness. That's what we're going to do. And Brian says tactical planning is 2 to 3 months out. Strategic planning is 6 to 12 months. So there we go. We got 6 months out till Christmas. We got stuff to get done. Black fourth quarter was how I felt. Yeah. And that's what I mean is it's October. It's October. Things are starting because for a lot of us that do, things by the second week, by the second week of December, you're done because you need to get stuff in people's hands. It needs to ship out from there. So then it's just kind of kick back in cruise mode. But if you're retail side of things, then you still have the retail locations. You'll still be pushing through right up until Christmas. So there's different sides of it. But those sales are starting, earlier and earlier and earlier. Barb says, I don't do anything on Black Friday. George, good morning to you. I see I missed a call. What you're trying to see. And you're like, oh, you realize what day it was? I got it. And I see you got your order placed. That must have been what your call was about. We'll get that rocking for you, which means I need to get out of here so that way I can get stuff done because we got a busy day. 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time is our first mentorship call, which if you're not a part of that, you can go right down here. Patreon.com/FatDadMC. First mentorship call, 9:30 to 10:30 today. Then we'll take a half-hour break and we're coming back for a workshop where you're working on your business, not in it, from 11 to 3 today. So hopefully you can join us for those. Like I said, I'm really going to push to get a lot of stuff done during those 4 hours today. So let's see. Check comments. Anything else before we get out? Yeah, you got it. You're all good, man. All right. You guys have an amazing day. Have a happy holiday. Friday, we're only doing a half day. We'll be in here somewhat, but like I said, we got a lot of stuff to do. We're going to be out, we'll be in here for Morning Mindset Friday. We'll be in for our mentorship call. I'm going to set some stuff up. No rush jobs will be done on Friday. We will get some things, but Friday is going to be a half day for us. So I'll make sure that everybody knows that. So hopefully everybody shows back up with all their fingers on Friday. That's always what I'm hoping for. And let's just hope we do good with that. So until next time, let me find my button before we go. Peace, love, press on. We'll see you guys next time.